My best friend in college came back from Thanksgiving break and told me that her father was dying of cancer. Within a few weeks, she told all of us, and we lavished her with love, sympathy, and concern. I envied her because I too was bereft, but I couldn't tell anyone why. It was 1975, and you didn't say out loud that you'd come home unexpectedly on a Saturday night and found your mother in bed with another woman. The only person I told was my boyfriend, in a whispered telephone conversation later that same evening after I'd gotten deeply stoned. "What does that mean?" he asked. "Are you a lesbian too?" His tone was more curious than disapproving. The next day, my mother denied everything I'd seen with my own eyes. The candles still lit on the dining room table, the food half-eaten on the plates, the pushback empty chairs, the full bed when, unannounced, I naively opened my mother's bedroom door. She denied every single thing with a straight face and then asked me to join her ladies' tennis group in an hour. One of them had to cancel and they needed a fourth. Could I fill in? I declined. My parents were divorced and I was the youngest of four. My sister had come out several years earlier, though strangely, I don't remember how or when. But on the day after I graduated from college, my brother came out to me. He and my mother and sisters and I had all gone for a cold swim in a lake not far from campus and were peacefully drying in the sun on a deck. There was no preamble, and his statement was declarative. I'm gay. His announcement hijacked my graduation, but having a gay sibling wasn't uncommon. Having a lesbian mother was. So at our family gatherings, heteros were in the minority. It was strange at times, but there were benefits. Meals were outstanding, with everyone pitching in to cook. And during holidays, we sometimes went to a gay bar in the neighborhood, though my mother claimed it was because the music was good. As a teenager, she had made up a middle name for herself for her high school yearbook, Summerbelle. And as my mother, she had once danced on our dining room table. Life in my family wasn't bad. Still, my mother wouldn't acknowledge anything to me. At first, I told only people to whom I was close. The years passed and times changed. Heather Has Two Mommies was published in 1989. Its target readership was 4 to 8-year-olds. I was 33. As a standard issue suburban white girl, I started to own My Mother the Lesbian as something that made me interesting. Now I told people I wanted to impress. But though my mother was less guarded with my siblings, she continued to hide herself from me. She called the woman with whom she shared a bedroom in the house that they owned together her friend. She didn't acknowledge it even as I sat with her on the day she died, holding her hand. I was pregnant with her first grandchild, and I desperately wanted some last words from her, either of confession or wisdom. She said nothing. She made me the executor of her estate, but we never discussed what I had seen so many years earlier. I honored her wish for privacy, and she died gracefully at age 67, 3 months before my daughter was born. Her silence, not her sexual orientation, distanced us from each other in a way that can never be fixed. And I still wonder why she felt the need to protect me from something that I didn't fear.